Welcome to K-Food Kingdom. Hi everybody. Today we are having boiled pork. Right in front of me is a beautiful plate of pork. Let me show you close. Okay, look at the balance between the meat and the fat. Isn't it beautiful? I personally love pork fat. Fat is the foundation of flavor in cooking. Without fat, meat simply can't taste rich. It would be flat and boring. That is how important the fat really is. Right now, I'm at a traditional market enjoying boiled pork with a glass of makgeolli. As I mentioned, the fat is essential to bring out flavor. As I said before, without fat, meat simply cannot deliver real flavor. All around the world, fat is considered one of the most valuable ingredients. Can you see how beautiful the meat and fat come together? Even the lean part is finely marbled with the fat. That is exactly where the flavor comes from. In cooking, balance is everything. You can't curate great flavor with just one element. Cooking itself is the art of harmony. What creates that balance and how perfectly it is expressed determines the final taste of a dish. Food is delicious, of course, but the creative process behind cooking isn't easy in reality, is it? Now take a look at this color. Wow. This is makgeolli, Korea's traditional rice wine. Isn't the color beautiful? I think so. It contains many beneficial probiotics. I truly believe it is an incredible invention. As a Korean, I feel truly proud of makgeolli. Of course, in the West there are many amazing wines, and in Korea we have makgeolli just as special. And it is surprisingly affordable too, really cheap. Okay, now take a look at this piece. There is a thin layer of meat on top of the fat. That small bite tastes incredible. It's not dry at all because the fat melts into the meat. The texture becomes extremely soft. Pork fat has a rich and nutty flavor. You all know this taste, right? Now dip this pork into a salted shrimp and the flavor balance becomes perfect. It's an incredible combination. You can already imagine it, can't you? In your country too, there are probably dishes with similar flavors, of course. Every culture has its own proud comfort foods. What I'm eating now is garlic. When you dip garlic into fermented soybean paste, it cuts through the richness of the pork fat. It refreshes your palate and balances the flavor. Every single ingredient plays a role in harmony. That is what makes a food so fascinating and complex. That is the world of cooking. In many ways, I think food is everything. Food shapes our body and minds, and it even shapes our culture. And eventually brings families together. In Korea, we use the word 식구. It literally means people who eat together. That is how deeply food is connected to family. Family is a simple word, but a meaningful one. Right now, I'm mixing pork with the salted shrimp and the garlic together. Before taking another bite, let me show you this again. Looks beautiful. This beautiful layer of pork fat, I truly love it. Of course, if you love fat, you also need to watch your weight. Better watch out. This is the trade-off, isn't it? I think I filmed the videos like this a few times recently. This kind of self-setting is called dachi, is counter-style dining. It comes from Japanese food culture. And honestly, I really love it. This kind of table setting allows real conversation. You can feel warmth across the counter. I have loved the food my entire life. And I have been deeply involved in this field for about 7 or 8 years now. But the one thing I value most when it comes to food culture is atmosphere. Without atmosphere, even great food cannot be fully enjoyed. Let's grow up with a refreshing glass of makgeolli, and then try some delicious pork suyuk mixed with various ingredients. Okay, pork and garlic and fermented soybean paste come together. I am carefully building each bite to find perfect balance. Even adding salted shrimp too. Cooking itself is a creative act. Creation. It's about choosing the right elements and bring them together in harmony. That is how a dish becomes a true work of art, just like everything else in life. Today, I'm introducing one of Korea's most beloved everyday dishes from its traditional market. And going forward, I hope to keep sharing moments like this with you, and maybe even do live streams together. There is still so much ahead of us. I also hope to share my great moments with the people in Korea. Korea is entering a renaissance that will last decades. K-pop, and everything else Korea has to offer. It's incredibly exciting as a chef and food researcher, and as someone who shares Korean food with the world. And these coming years feel especially meaningful to me. I truly look forward to what lies ahead. Korea's cultural renaissance will continue to grow, and I'll be sharing many different sides of that renaissance with you. Honestly, it's incredibly exciting, especially when it comes to food and cooking. The fun and depth of it all go far beyond what I can even imagine. It's going to be a great journey, right? Welcome to Korea. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.